Hello, everyone, and welcome. Hello, well, everybody. Welcome. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope everyone is looking forward to my return to streaming today. After a day away, and now I'm back for a straight whole week of streaming. This week will be pretty interesting, considering we've got a special event lined up for tomorrow. The continuation of the Red Dead Redemption 2 playthrough, of which many of you, I'm sure, have caught up to me, if not are ahead of me now, which is great. Among many other things that we're going to discuss here on pre-stream. This pre-stream is going to be very informative, everyone. I'm going to cover a wide variety of topics for you. And I don't think I'm really going to do much plugs or anything. I think I'm going to focus on the news because I have a lot of stuff and updates for everyone here. And I want to get everyone in the know about everything that's going on right now as we are about to finish up October and head into November. Okay, let's talk. So, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, many things to discuss. Let's start off with some positive news. It has become the 2-year anniversary of my return to streaming on Twitch. Originally, back when I first started live streaming in early 2013, I streamed on Twitch. And I streamed on Twitch for about a year and a half. Actually, almost 2 years. It was late 2014 that I decided to leave Twitch for various reasons. At that time, there were a few things I did not agree with the philosophy of what Twitch was all about. Plus, at that time, they basically were trying to get me to lower the quality that I was streaming at, which already, in my opinion, was too low, and the streams were looking kind of choppy and not very good. And I wanted to, take the opportunity to look for other opportunities when it came to streaming. And keep in mind that back then, there weren't many options. Outside of Twitch, you had YouTube, and that was really it. Today, there are many other viable competitive options when it comes to live streaming, but back then, there really was just YouTube or Twitch. That was it. Then I had gone away from Twitch for a couple of years, and then finally, it was late 2016 when people kind of convinced me. They said, Phil, Twitch has changed very much more positively now. Things are so different on Twitch. You're going to have a much better time returning to Twitch. The bit rate now has been upped so streams can look way better. All the different kinds of things that they've added. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot again. And quite frankly, I've had nothing but a positive experience since I returned to Twitch in late 2016. Okay, just being honest, it really did feel like a different place when I returned after being away for a couple of years. And I wouldn't want to have to stream anywhere else. Like, this is a great place to stream. We have control over the streams. The stream chat itself is a much more positive place than when I was used to do stuff in other places. Using integrated built-in chat, emotes and everything that my subscribers get to use. All the different options for interactivity, whether it's, cheering, subbing, built-in, integrated into Twitch, which makes it very easy for that kind of stuff. The quality of the streams are great. Everything, like, I can't really complain. It's really been a great experience. And, even the fact that I know that when I'm on Twitch, that Twitch is looking to have a positive, fun community. They're not going to promote toxicity. Okay? They're not going to promote this kind of stuff. And in fact, they actually, kind of shut down a lot of stuff that's been negative towards me over the past couple of years, which is very much appreciated. Because on YouTube, they just don't give a shit. On YouTube, it's the Wild West, and they will let anyone say anything and do whatever for their own personal gain, whether if there has any factual, basis in any kind of reality. On YouTube, you do whatever the fuck you want. You can denigrate anyone, defame anyone, and you're fine. Here on Twitch, they don't put up with that shit. They just don't. They shut that shit down. Which is great, because it allows me to continue to operate a business that's also a fun hobby and enjoy what I do on a daily basis with you guys, okay? So that being said, as you guys can see, some people as of today have hit, their 2-year anniversary, okay? So, for those who aren't aware, new chat badges, new chat crowns, okay? Based on how long people have been ongoing subscribers. So if you're a new subscriber, you have a bronze chat crown. If you are a 3-month or longer subscriber, you get the silver. At 6 months, you hit gold. At 1 year of a sub, you get a gold crown with rubies. And then, if you hit your 2-year anniversary here with us, it's the diamond crown. And you might say, well, why is it diamond? Well, if you play Minecraft, you would probably know. You know, in Minecraft, that's basically the color of diamond. Okay, it's like kind of a light blue. Now, incidentally, today is the day when, you know, people's 2-year crowns are going into effect for subbing. However, Popsicolo has already notified me he is working on redesigning all of the chat crown badges, that he wants to actually make them look a lot better. These were actually designed 2 years ago. Okay, they were designed over 2 years ago. And so he always wanted to spruce them up, and he's working on it. You know, no rush, but he is working on it to make them better. Okay? But yeah, congratulations to those of you who are already 2-year, you know, subscriber and supporters. And many people over the next few weeks will be hitting that milestone and earning that new diamond crown. Okay, pretty cool, right? Very nice. Okay, so that's number one. I figured I'd start with some positive stuff. Number two, let's also continue with the positive vibe. Let's talk about tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow is Halloween. Tomorrow is my yearly annual Halloween horror event, where I'll be dressing up in costume and playing horror-themed video games all day long based on what the patrons nominated and voted on. And I'm going to reveal the results right now here on pre-stream, so you guys will know what games I'm going to be playing tomorrow. Now, as a special bonus, ladies and gentlemen, this year Kat is joining me, and she also will be in costume. Now, I don't know if she'll be here for every single game all day long, but she will be here at least periodically on and off to join me for the horror-themed stuff. Should be pretty fun. Yeah, so that's going to be awesome. Now, it's the normal time. It's going to start around 10:15 a.m. Pacific time. It's going to run roughly till around 7 p.m. Pacific time. So it's basically an ongoing stream. Will there be breaks? Absolutely. There'll be breaks between every time I switch a game. And in fact, it'll be tonight. I'll have to download a lot of these games because most of these games I actually already own. There's a few that I don't. And actually, let's go through it. Ladies and gentlemen, what can you expect? What can you expect from tomorrow's event? Let's talk. Tomorrow, what games will I be playing? Well, first of all, guaranteed I'm going to finally, after years of people requesting this game and me never being able to play it because it was never available digitally, I ended up ordering it ahead of time. It's Saw 2 Flesh and Blood, the sequel to the Saw game I played on Halloween years and years ago. If you guys remember, now you got to be a real old school fan to remember this. Way back when, years upon years ago, okay, there was a snowstorm during Halloween week. I think it was in, like, I want to say 2009 or 2010. I'm not 100% on what year it was. I can't really remember. Maybe 2011. But it was one of those years I was snowed in. And I couldn't even leave my house because it was so much snow. And I said, well, you know, rather than worry about that, let me see what I can do for Halloween-themed stuff. And I looked online. I found Saw, the original Saw game. And I played it pretty much for all day. Recorded it with my camera. This is before I live streamed. Recorded it with my camera. Uploaded it to YouTube. People loved it. They were like, wow, this is so different. You know, just a random game pulled out of nowhere. And it was a lot of fun to play through with that day. I don't think I beat it. Oh, no, I did beat it. Actually, I remember now I did beat it. And it was fun. So, ever since then, people have said, will you ever play Saw 2? Now, the problem was, Saw 2 was never available digitally. You could only buy the physical copy disc. And every year as I was doing, you know, a Halloween event, I would pose it to the public. Gee, what do you guys want to see on Halloween? And a lot of times people would nominate and vote. The problem is by the time that the voting was over, it was too late to get the game because you had to buy it physically. And it's not like you can just buy it new anymore. You have to get it from a third-party seller or whatever online. And finally this year I said enough is enough. Like 2 straight years people wanted to see this game. I'm not even going to put it to the vote. I'm just fucking buying the game and playing it, okay? So Saw 2 Flesh and Blood will be part of tomorrow's Halloween marathon. Now, in addition to that, there was another game that I've ordered that supposedly was supposed to arrive and hasn't yet. I just checked on Amazon for a status update. They're claiming it's arriving tomorrow, but doesn't tell me when. All right, what game is this? Well, it's the other horror game that I've wanted to play for years. And I've never been able to because, again, not a digital release, only available as a physical copy. And until this year, I never had the ability to capture from the console that it's on. Of course, I'm talking about Silent Hill Shattered Memories for the Wii. This game only was released for the Wii and the PS2. I have no way to capture from a PS2. So I had to get it on the Wii. And now this year, finally, getting a high-quality HDMI adapter, I'm finally able to capture from it. So I ordered it, and it's claiming it's coming tomorrow, but it's not telling me at what time. If it does show up during tomorrow's marathon, I'd be more than happy to play Silent Hill Shattered Memories for you guys, all right? But it has to actually freaking arrive, and there's no guarantee of when it's showing up. So I guess it's kind of a random thing. We'll see if and when it arrives. And if it arrives in time, great. I'll add it into tomorrow's Halloween festivities, okay? Now, outside of that, there's 3 other games that are guaranteed that I will be playing during tomorrow's horror marathon. The first is called The Conjuring House. Apparently, this is a PC-only game, I think. I'm going to have to double-check that tonight and confirm. But this game is supposed to be, I guess, a first-person horror game with puzzles in it. I don't know much about it, but I guess a lot of people have been saying good things about it. So that's one. That's one game I'll definitely be playing. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, I will be playing Resident Evil Remastered on the hardest difficulty level available. This is a game that I played when it was released years ago. Obviously, you guys know I love Resident Evil. I grew up playing those games, and Resident Evil 1, I actually bought around release time and played it and really loved it. First survival horror game I ever played. And the remaster was very well done. So I'll be playing that for a little bit. You know, I'm not going to be doing a full playthrough or anything, but just playing a little bit of the intro Resident Evil should be pretty fun. Also, I'll be playing a game that I played previously that people really seem to enjoy when I did play it. Dead by Daylight. This is a game where you either play as a survivor or a horror killer of various kinds. There's ghosts, there's mutated freak slashers, and apparently as of the last year, they actually added in a bunch of new horror-themed killer characters. I think some of them are like classic movie monsters and stuff. So that's going to be fun. Dead by Daylight. I remember playing it both as the killer and as the survivors, and I enjoyed both. So I'll be playing that again as well. Okay? So, there you go. All those games are what I'm looking forward to. Definitely we're going to be playing Saw, Resident Evil, Dead by Daylight, and The Conjuring House. If Silent Hill shows up, great. I'll also be playing Silent Hill. If it doesn't, well, there's not much I can do about that. And as kind of a standby game, if it comes to it, Dino Crisis also was one that was nominated and put into the voting. So maybe Dino Crisis, but we'll see. Okay, I'm not guaranteeing that tomorrow. That's a maybe, depending on how things go with all the other games. Okay? So, that's tomorrow's Halloween Horror Marathon. Pretty good lineup. Pretty good variety of stuff in there. And I hope you guys will join me, all right? We're going to have all kinds of festivities. Like I said, Kat and I will be dressed up the entire time for the marathon, and it should be a really good time. Also, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow is the last day of the month, so it's kind of the last hurrah for me, you know, to try to bring in, you know, contributions and the like on the streams, and go from there, okay? So, that's the deal. Also, during tomorrow's horror marathon, everyone, the Nightmare King sandwich from Burger King will be reviewed, which is why you're seeing the little promo for it on stream here today. I'll remove that tomorrow. But yeah, the Nightmare King will finally be a new episode of DSP Tries It. So this fulfills the sub goal that we did a couple months ago. The first new episode of DSP Tries It in 7 or more months. Okay? And, yeah, that is tomorrow. All right. So, hope you guys will be here. 4 to 5 horror games, costumes, festivities, and a new episode of DSP Tries It all here live on stream. Sound good? Sound good, my friends? All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there's something I want to talk about. I really don't want to go into massive descriptions about it, but I have to cover it. I talked about it on Twitter. Many of you were looking for an update. I'll give you a very, very brief summary of what's going on right now, because it's a negative thing, and I don't want to dwell on it. I want to get to Red Dead. I'll be honest with you guys. I guess what I should do, before we get to that, let's cover the schedule. Today, folks, Red Dead Redemption 2 right now on the stream, about 4+ hours of progress. What I'm hoping, guys, is that many of you basically kind of played the hell out of the game over the weekend, and most of you are probably far ahead of me. I mean, right now I'm about 14 to 15 hours into the game. I'm still in Chapter 2. You know, I've been doing every piece of content that I've come across, I've been doing in this game. I don't know how many of you have been doing that, but I'm still in Chapter 2, okay? So, I don't know how far you guys are into the game, all right? But that is going to be today, 4+ hours of Red Dead 2 gameplay here on the stream. And I want to say thanks to everyone who is here to join me. I appreciate it. Tonight, 2+ hours of Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Blackout gameplay. When I say 2+ hours, I mean tonight I actually have the ability to go longer. Okay, I do. I actually have the ability to go longer tonight if I so desire. All right. Okay, so if you're not aware, you know, that's the Battle Royal mode in Black Ops 4. The times that I've played it, people really seem to enjoy it. I always seem to do well. Like, I usually make top 10, if not top 2, and I actually won a match so far. So, I guess we'll see. All right, I guess we'll see what happens tonight. Tomorrow is the Halloween event. I already told you guys about that. Great way to end October. Then starting on Thursday, every day what you're going to see is Red Dead will be the focus, the main gameplay stream of the day. And then at night, I'll balance that out with other content. So, for example, this Thursday, it's going to be Red Dead Redemption 2 and then Assassin's Creed Odyssey. This Friday, it's going to be Red Dead Redemption 2 and Forza Horizon 4. This Saturday, it's going to be Red Dead Redemption 2 and Dragon Quest. Okay? So, a good variety. If you are not interested in Red Dead and you just don't want to get burnt out on it every day, or if you're playing the game yourself and maybe you're following along on YouTube, because I definitely want to say this, thank you very much to those who are watching on YouTube. If you're not aware, Red Dead 2 is the best playthrough that I've done on YouTube in the past 2 months. I'd say probably since Spider-Man, okay? So, as expected, people are watching Red Dead Redemption 2 on YouTube at their leisure. The first few parts have done really well, and then it tapers off like it always does. But, basically, you know, things are going well on YouTube. I hope it stays at that level. It would be really nice if it stayed at that level for a while, but I don't know how long that's going to keep up. But for those of you who are here to join in and actually, you know, join me with the playthrough on the stream, I appreciate that very much. Okay? So, Red Dead is the main stream every day, balanced off with other stuff at night. Next week is going to be very much more of the same, because I need to get as far in Red Dead as I possibly can before the new releases hit in mid-November. All right? So, just throwing that out there. You know, thanks to everyone who is here and checking out my stuff. I do appreciate that, okay? You know, hopefully more and more people will be joining the streams over time as they get further in the game as well, and they realize, you know, oh, I can now watch Phil's streams because he's further ahead than me in the game. If not, no skin off my back. Like I said, people are watching on YouTube, so it's all good. Okay? Okay. Now let's get to the subject at hand, the negative stuff. And I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I'm just going to very briefly explain to everyone what's going on. All right? Starting back in August, this guy named Tutankhamun came into the stream and was being very generous. He was throwing cheers around like crazy, but then told everyone after throwing crazy amounts of cheers around that basically his account had gotten frozen by Amazon. So then he started tipping me like crazy. And then in September, he went nuts gifting a ridiculous amount of subscriptions to the channel. So when he was doing this, no one knows who this guy is. I didn't know who the guy was. You know, I never heard from him before. He had never been any kind of an active contributor, and apparently his account had been relatively new. No one knew who he was. So then, apparently, the rumor, I don't think it was a rumor, everyone knew he was going to other channels on Twitch as well and doing exactly the same thing, including LTG and a few other, like, I guess, Street Fighter players. He was going to their channels and gifting exorbitant amount of subscriptions. He was tipping people. He was just doing crazy amounts of contributing on the streams. So everyone's thinking, you know, what is the deal with this guy? Now, the bottom line is I have absolutely no control over this stuff. His contributions are what they are, right? Like, he throws the money at people, and you don't have a way to really do anything about it. You know, I'll be honest, I was very skeptical if the guy was legit or not. And if anything that he ever did was going to stick or not, I had no clue. The good news is, a lot of it did. Like, I'll say, the stuff that he did with cheers and subs did stick. And it ended up benefiting me for a couple months here, where obviously, you know, those contributions helped out a ton, right? And I'm certainly not going to be negative about that, okay? But what basically ended up happening, all right, was I noticed over the last month to month and a half that Tut's behavior was changing to be very negative. and very toxic to people in the stream chat. I noticed he was saying insulting things to people in the stream chat. He was insulting me in sly manner. Like he would say to someone, oh, you know, I contributed, so Phil doesn't need any more help. He doesn't need any kind of contributions because I did a bunch of stuff. And you would notice when he would contribute, he would try to basically kind of hog the spotlight. Okay. He would try to basically be like, oh, the stream's all about me. I'm just going to keep gifting subs and I'm going to keep doing this and everyone talk to me. It's all about me. Now, I'll be honest with you guys. I put up with it because he was being very generous. It was helping out. And, you know, sometimes you got to look at the big picture. And, yeah, was it disrupting that this guy was coming in here and basically trying to make it all about him, a big attention thing about him? Yeah, it was disrupting. And, in fact, I got multiple complaints over the past 2 months about this guy. Okay? But I said I'm going to put up with it because, hey, it's like they say, the lesser of two evils, I guess. Yeah, it's disruptive to the streams, but at least his contributions are helping out and allowing me to keep doing what I do. So I'm not going to look the gift horse in the mouth, right? Well, I just basically kept putting up with it. And then the last few weeks, it just kind of was getting unbearable to the point where he would come in and start arguments. He would be violating the rules, and people would be very lenient with him. He got timed out at one point for violating the rules. Basically, I guess it all came to a head the other day. And the thing is, I wasn't involved whatsoever. Allow me to explain what happened, all right? So, I'm in here streaming Red Dead 2. And I'm basically just playing the game, focused on the game. There's a lot of narrative stuff that happened when I played this game on Sunday. So, I don't even know what's going on. I'm not involved in it whatsoever. Apparently, Tut came in here and started fights, was threatening people, was threatening the mods with like physical, oh, I'm going to beat you up and stuff like that. You know, little kiddie shit that's not allowed. You can't say that stuff. And the mods had words with him and were like, dude, we don't know what's going on, but you got to chill out. We don't know what's happening. And basically, he basically threw a temper tantrum and was screaming, ban me, ban me, ban me. And, you know, this isn't just me hearsay. I read the logs. I read the chat logs. And this is what he was doing. Okay? So the mods banned him. And it wasn't going to be a permanent ban or anything at all. We didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what was going on. So, just to give you guys some perspective, so I end the stream, you know, the Red Dead stream, not knowing what the hell's going on, and basically my mods told me the situation. They said, here's the logs, take a look, what do you think? And I was like, I don't know what happened with this guy. Seems like he lost his mind. I don't know why the hell he would have been acting like this. I mean, yeah, I've seen that he's had some negative tendencies in the past couple of months, but nothing to this extent. It's like the guy exploded, he lost his mind or something. So I checked my emails. He had emailed me multiple times with insulting detractor things. Basically, you know, really nasty emails. And I'm like, well, it sounds to me like this guy apparently was going to do this all along. Like this was some kind of a blow-up or a plan. Like maybe he was planning to blow up and try to get all this attention on my stream or something. I don't know. I have no idea. Like this guy is an enigma, right? No one knows anything about this fucking guy. So basically he says in an email to me, he sent me 3 emails. Like they're not, I mean, if you read the string of emails, it's like insane what he's saying. And he did this all when I was streaming, so he knew I couldn't even read the emails, but he was, like, acting like I should have responded immediately to his emails. And basically, the final email, he's like, I want all my money back. And I'm like, you're not getting any money back. Like, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Anything through Twitch is already processed and done. And as for the tips you sent me, you've literally on stream announced it was you and said that it was you actively doing it. I even have emails from Tut saying, oh, yeah, because I basically, when Tut started to gift me, you know, big amounts of contributions back in August, I started talking with him behind the scenes to make sure he was legit. And at that point, he was very rational. He was like, yes, you know, everything, this is all yours to keep. This is me just trying to be nice, and I like your content, and blah, blah, blah. Now, here we are 2 months later, and the guy's completely lost his mind, demanding money back. I'm like, dude, you're not getting anything back. You're out of your mind. Like, I don't know what your problem is. But, you know, basically, you can't violate the rules. I don't care how much you've contributed. No one's above the rules. Because then we don't have a safe environment anymore for people to chat. So either you abide by the rules or you're out of here. Okay, I don't know what's going on with you. Why all of a sudden you're doing this nasty stuff in stream chat, threatening mods, asking to be banned, acting like a weirdo basically. But I can't have it, you know. And so basically, he placed over $1,200 of tips that he had given me since way back when, since August. So over 2 month span that he'd been tipping me on the streams, he placed them all on an alert for fraud with PayPal. Now, for those of you who aren't aware how PayPal works, there's 2 ways that you can try to dispute something, okay? You can either say, oh, I sent someone money via PayPal and they didn't live up to the bargain. And usually this is for an eBay transaction. Oh, I sent money and they were supposed to ship me an item. They didn't ship me the item. Usually PayPal will side with the person who sent the money in that case. However, since tips on streams are not eBay transactions and there's literally no evidence of any kind of a financial transaction taking place, PayPal will almost always side with the streamer in that case. And I know for a fact, I can tell you, over the years that I've done this and accepted tips, I've won every single time that that's happened as a dispute like that. I've won every one, and I always keep the money, all right? However, the problem here is what basically Tut is doing is committing credit card fraud. So he literally publicly has stated, yes, I am tipping Phil. This is me. He can keep it. I have it in writing in emails. Yes, these are my contributions and you can keep them. This is legit. Now he's stating with PayPal, oh, this was credit card fraud and someone stole my credit card. Okay? It's bullshit. It's actual crime to do what he's doing. And if someone sought to go after him and tracked him down, he could go to jail for what he's doing right now. Okay? It's actual fraud. I don't think again, this guy's so eccentric. Apparently he just has money to blow on everyone, right? So he just thinks he's above the law. He's above everything. He's above the rules. He's above the law. He can just do whatever the hell he wants. So basically over $1,200 has been frozen in my PayPal tips account, and it's basically right now just shown as frozen. Now obviously for 2 months I didn't just hold all the money that ever sent me. I used it all. I spent it on bills and stuff, so that money's gone. So basically I'm $1,200 in the hole right now, and it's his fault for committing credit card fraud. Now it's still being investigated by PayPal, and the good news is there's not been a determination yet, and the fact that there wasn't an instant determination makes me feel that PayPal is actually taking this seriously and isn't just gonna outright just rule out of nowhere, oh, okay, we approve it and you lose all your money, Phil, right? I think what they're actually doing is probably they're gonna contact his credit card company and say, what the hell's up with this person? And I get the feeling once they look at the history, the fact he's been doing these crazy amounts of tips and everything, to everyone, not just me, but to multiple other parties and everything, they're going to look and say, nah, this is bullshit. This is some kid. He's nuts or something. You can't just call your credit card company and say, oh, $1,200, is not legit, but I've been doing it for 2 months and I just noticed this or something. Good luck trying to prove that. You know what I mean? But basically, it's fraud. He has 100%, by putting these claims in, committed credit card fraud. So we'll see what happens, okay? But I'm very nervous because, as you guys know, things are already tight for me. I'm paying my bills on a monthly basis, getting through everything, but I'm in a situation where this is the end of the year. This is the big crunch time for me. This is the time when I'm playing all the new games. My streams get more hype. Typically this time of year, I make a lot more money on YouTube, and that's not happening this year. Because typically during this time, October, November, December, okay, that's the month when all the views on YouTube skyrocket, and I end up making a lot more money because there's great advertisements on YouTube. This year, that hasn't happened. This year, my YouTube is just kind of the same. So this is a time of year when normally I count on a bunch of extra money, and I didn't get any. So things are very tight, and now this happens, okay? So essentially, if this goes through and $1,200 that I legitimately raised over the last 2 months gets taken from me, essentially, I don't know how this affects me. I don't know if PayPal can go after me because, like I said, I've spent the money. It shows as like a negative balance in your PayPal account. So I don't know if this is something that PayPal can come after me legally and say, oh, now you owe us money. Like, but fuck you. You screwed up. You accepted the money, and you're the one granting that this is for, credit card fraud in the favor of someone who blatantly is committing fraud. We have tons of evidence showing this kid, whoever he is, actively made these charges. He 100%, agreed to it. I have it in writing. So it doesn't make any sense, okay? But this is a major problem. I mean, this kid is so nuts. He thinks he's above the law. He's above rules. He's above everything. He actually has committed credit card fraud and could go to jail for it. So he better hope that PayPal doesn't truly investigate this with the credit card company and get the police involved, or he's screwed. But I'm just saying, this is a terrible situation all around, because if this stands and, Phil never gets the money, then I'm $1,200 in the hole. I don't know if PayPal could come after me for it, or maybe they'll just close my PayPal account. Okay, I have no idea how it works. Okay, I have no idea. So I guess we're gonna find out. Okay, but we need to know what's going on, and there's no answer yet. Okay. So this situation really sucks. It absolutely does. It absolutely fucking sucks. You know, and I did nothing wrong. It's a nutcase, basically. A kid who lost his fucking mind. And, you know, it's just like, what do you do? Nothing. All I can do is move forward positively, keep going, right, guys? And just say, I'm going to keep putting out fun streams. Thanks, everyone. Let's keep moving forward positively. And understand, guys, seriously, I just want you guys to understand that whatever you contribute helps tremendously. Even though this is happening, okay, you know, I actually planned for something like this to happen. I did. And so just so you guys know, whether you cheer, sub, or tip, it still helps me positively here, okay? I just want you to understand that. Don't think, oh, God, now Phil's all screwed up. What happened? No. No matter what you guys do, it still helps. And regardless if that PayPal account gets shut down or whatever, fine, let it get shut down, and I'll deal with that on the back end. Whether PayPal tries to come after me for the money or whatever, I don't know. But obviously I don't have it, so good luck with them trying to get that money from me when I don't even have it, right? But yeah, it's basically a really screwed up situation. But I just want you guys to understand, anything that you guys contribute, it still helps. It's not like, oh God, now everything's screwed up. No. If you cheer, sub, or tip, all that stuff still helps me, okay? So, you know, all I can say is, let's try to keep moving forward positively, okay? Let's try to keep moving forward positively. I'm going to keep putting out daily fun streams, and that's all we can do, you know? That's all we can do. And hope that this thing does get resolved, that PayPal does look into it, actually research it, and realize this is just someone trying to commit credit card fraud. And at that point, you know, put an end to it, and then it all gets resolved, and then no problems. Then we're just move forward positively. And yeah, obviously, in this situation, we're never going to see Tut again. He's gone. Good riddance at this point. You know, someone who was literally, every time he showed up in stream chat, he would derail it the whole stream. Being, you know, basically an attention hog, trying to make it all about himself, you know. And again, not to say I'm not grateful for the contributions, but I kind of suspected the entire time. When you see someone like that, who it's not someone who's a fan, it's not someone who's even recognized, but someone who just comes in and all of a sudden just starts dropping contributions out of nowhere, and then makes it all about them, you know something's going on behind the scenes. Like, I fully suspected that eventually this was going to happen. I did. I 100% suspected that this was eventually going to happen. Okay? So, yeah, you know, it is what it is. So we'll see what happens. All right? And we'll go from there. But that's the situation. Tut's gone. Goodbye. Never coming back. And, you know, let's move forward positively, everyone. And any contributions you guys give is much appreciated right now, because I am very uncertain about what's going to happen now because of this whole situation. You know, I just have no clue, okay? I'm being very honest and transparent with you guys about the whole thing. You know, and we'll see what happens, okay, moving forward. Fair enough? Okay. Alrighty then. Okay, guys. So, that is it. Now, what I want to do is very briefly just talk about some quick things, and then we're going to get to shout-outs, all right? So, guys, it's the last 2 days of the month, today and tomorrow. That means it's your last chance, number one, if you want to pledge to my Patreon and get in on this month's perks. You need to pledge within today or tomorrow, okay? Patreon.com/DarksidePhil. I'm not going to go into massive detail about it. You guys know all about the perks, including getting your questions answered on my Q&A show. You know, getting a private Q&A video made, getting text and verbal thank yous in my videos, etc. You know all about that. Please give it a look. Thanks to anyone who already is a patron right now with what's going on. Obviously, pledging to my Patreon would help me tremendously. It just would. I'm just being honest with you. So please consider it. And thanks to everyone who does, all right? So 2 days left, today and tomorrow, to pledge to my Patreon for this month and get in on those perks, okay? That's number one. Obviously, you guys know if you cheer, sub, or tip during the stream, I'll give you a shout-out. You know, and you can have fun Halloween animations if you either do a 50-bit cheer or more, a $5 tip or more, or you subscribe. All that stuff helps, all right? And, you know, I already mentioned with subscriptions, some people are hitting their 2-year anniversary, which is pretty cool. So if you want to get in on that, get in on all the cool emotes and everything, please consider subscribing. All right. That's about it. I don't want to go into massive detail about this. Okay. Now let's get to shout outs for those who've contributed. Let's go ahead and give credit where credit is due. First of all, to those who contributed during my time away. Actually, I have to refresh here. Hold on, because it didn't refresh on my Muxy here on my laptop. You know, those who contributed when I was not even here, I was on my day off and everything. I definitely appreciate that. Okay. So we start off with Golden Colts, who did 700-bit cheer, and he said that he had seen about those chargebacks on Twitter. Sucks, stay up, buddy. Thank you very much, Golden Colts, for that cheer. 700 bits. Hardy Buck cheered. He said, I've been away for a while, but glad to be back. How you doing? The bottom line is, the streams are better than ever. The streams are fun. The streams are interactive. The games have been great. Everything's been good. But then you get stupid shit like this drama that I have nothing to do with. What did I have to do with it? Nothing. I wasn't even involved in the thing. I really wasn't. I had nothing to do with the whole thing going on. You know, so it just sucks that there's always outside factors dragging down shit when in reality, you know, the streams themselves are positive and fun and everyone has a good time. So, but thank you, Hardy Buck, for the cheer. Hardy Buck cheered again. He says, we want to hear your opinion on the games announced for the PlayStation Classic, Grand Theft Auto, Ridge Racer, Tekken, Siphon Filter, Metal Gear, Rayman, Rainbow Six, Destruction Derby, Resident Evil. The rest are questionable. Your thoughts? I would say out of what you just listed, the original Grand Theft Auto, that's interesting because many people have never played it. You know, with Grand Theft Auto being such a very popular game series, but most people never played the original games and don't even understand how very different those games are from the modern ones. You know, the sandbox 3D open world games versus the top-down pixelated graphics of the original 2 Grand Theft Auto games. Ridge Racer, I mean, it was very popular back then. It's very rough now. Tekken 1, I'm surprised they put that on there. I would have put Tekken 2 or 3. Both were on PlayStation 1. And if I remember correctly, Tekken 3 was like a huge graphical jump and a very, very well-designed game tournament-wise. Tekken 1 and 2 are good games, but they look like crap. And even competitive-wise, they're not very good. It wasn't until Tekken 3 that the game really became more of a competitive game. So, I don't know why they're putting Tekken 1. Siphon Filter, that's a good one. That's a classic. Metal Gear is obviously a good one. Rayman is a great one. The original Rainbow Six, okay, that makes sense. Destruction Derby, I remember renting. I never owned it, but I rented it, and I remember having some fun playing it, wrecking cars and stuff. And obviously, the original Resident Evil is a no-brainer, too. Like, these are classic PS1 games. I also remember, I think Final Fantasy VII is on there, which is great, too. You know, that was kind of the quintessential JRPG of the time, even though, in my opinion, it wasn't that good. There were many better JRPGs on PS1. Just off the top of my head, the Suikoden series, I don't know how to pronounce it. I liked that one way more than I liked Final Fantasy VII. Wild Arms as well. I liked Wild Arms better than Final Fantasy VII. But Final Fantasy VII was the first modernized 3D Final Fantasy game. It received all the hype and hoopla, and everyone ran out. It was a big bestseller, so, you know, it is what it is. I don't know what other games are on it. See, if you've never played any of those games, all right? If you've never played any of those games, okay, it's definitely worth the money, okay? But for someone who maybe already has those games, or maybe you even have some of those games, for example, I have Final Fantasy VII already on my PS3 as a PlayStation 1 Classic. So why am I going to run out and buy a PlayStation Classic console when I already have the digital rights to the game? You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I was kind of hyped for it, and then I realized I can pretty much play all these games anyway, so I'm not super pumped for it anymore. Golden Colts did a 250-bit cheer, 215-bit cheer, excuse me. He said, hope today's streams are great. Thank you, Golden Colts. And Infinite55 also did a 500-bit cheer. Thank you, Infinite, for that. T-Dubs did a 100-bit cheer. He said, will Buttercup return? Will DSP get a trophy in Five-Finger Fillet? Is the game destined to travel east until they fall into the ocean? All these questions and more will be answered on the adventures of the Bear Hat Bandit. Cute, cheesy, classic Western theme song. There you go. Okay. Thank you very much, T-Dubs, for that cheer as well, and the cool narrator-style message. Okay? Alright, so now, let's get to everyone's contributions during today's stream. All right. So we start off, the first cheerer for today was Brantine, who did a 50-bit cheer. He says, can't wait for the DSP tries it. I bet you gagged on that monstrosity. So again, for those who didn't hear earlier, during tomorrow's Halloween marathon, not only will I be playing a wide variety of horror games, not only will both Kat and I be in costume, but I will be world premiering my episode of DSP Tries It, The Nightmare King Sandwich from Burger King. That's all I have to say about it right now. Is that the exasperated cry of a zombie? Or is that my honest feelings about the sandwich? I guess you guys will find out live on stream tomorrow, okay? And by the way, for those who cannot be here live tomorrow, yes, the entirety of the playthrough, all the gameplay, as well as DSP Tries It, will all be uploaded to YouTube tomorrow. So if you can't be here live, you can either check out the gameplay on DSPGaming, or the DSP Tries It will be uploaded to the King of Hate Vlogs channel, okay? I can't read this name. But anyway, Gid cheered and says, you seem like with your straightforward personality, you would have done well in the Western days. I don't know. You think I would have done well in the West? I don't know. It's kind of a brutal fucking time. I certainly don't know if I would want to live in a place where, you know, at any moment's notice, someone could just blow you the fuck away. Then again, the way that America's been going, it's not like that can't happen in America either. It's just that we kind of fall into complacency and kind of a feeling of safety in America. And we don't realize that that risk is constantly there anyway, I think. But at least, you know, we do feel a lot more safe when it comes to, you know, the modern day than it was back then. I don't know if I would want to be a cowboy, though. All right, shout out to Eternal Napalm, who did a 50-bit cheer. He says, have you heard the latest about Battlefield 5's garbage? EA will now be releasing the game based upon what version you pay for. Higher costing versions released sooner. What a train wreck of a game. Yeah, this isn't the only game to do this. In fact, recently, if I remember correctly, weren't there a bunch of games that did this? Like, wasn't Shadow of the Tomb Raider a situation where if you bought the more expensive version of the game, you would play it early? And wasn't there another game, too? Wasn't that Assassin's Creed? Didn't they do that, too? I think, I mean, don't quote me on this. I think, though, it has been recent where a few games have done this. You buy the more expensive versions and get access a day or two early. So, I mean, earlier this year, State of Decay 2 did that. Where if you paid it and you get the game early. And I did it, and I got burnt because I bought the fucking season pass like a moron. And the game sucked ass. And I finished it. I was like, man, I really got burned on this one because I not only did no one care that I played it early, I'm not going to ever play this game again. I don't care about any season pass content. So regardless to say, I think that taught me my lesson. I don't think I'll ever do that again. But yeah, I mean, it's a stupid practice. I mean, we all agree here. It's a stupid practice. Everyone should get the fucking game at the same time. Not pay to play early. Whatever. Anyway, let's continue on. Shout out to Woobeg, who has subscribed for the 24th month in a row. That is 2 straight years of support from Woobeg. Thank you very much, Woobeg. You have earned the Diamond Crown Chat badge. You are in that elite, prestigious group, along with only a few of us here, right? So, yeah. Thanks very much for that support, Woobeg. Also, shout out to the Super DJC, who has subscribed for the 4th month in a row. Thank you for 4 months of support, Super DJC. Shout out to Shady Sands 89, who was resubbed for the 3rd month in a row. He says, choose the one you know, Aetha and Company. I don't know what that's a reference to, but thank you for the 3 months of support. Shout out to Rob Warren, who tipped me $25. And he says, head up, Phil. We will never surrender. Thank you very much, Rob Warren. I appreciate that. You're the top tipper for the day. I'll get you up here on the leaderboard. And, you know, the fact of the matter is that I never let this stuff get me down. Like, I used to. Back in the day, I would get, like, so dejected and just shot. The good news is this happened on Sunday, and I had yesterday off. So it was a good time for me to just kind of unplug, not worry about the shit, and have a good day, which I did. It was a very good day off with Kat, very relaxing, fun day. And, you know, then I was able to come back today a little bit stronger, a little bit more refreshed, ready for positivity, ready for a good day of streaming with you guys here. And tomorrow we got the Halloween event that I think a lot of people are going to be pumped for and coming by for. So, you know, I'm not going to let it get me down. I'm not. Even though this negative crap happens, the good news is at least it's over. Like, we're not going to have any more derailing of our streams or anything because of this crap. You know, not going to be putting up with, oh, man, now this guy who wants so much attention is now going to be derailing the whole stream and we have to put up with him. No. You know, we're back to kind of being a fun place again and I have to worry about every time this guy comes in that it's Drama City. So that's good. That's a good thing, right? Okay. So thank you guys very much. Let's continue on here. Double X Smoke Weed 420 has subscribed to the channel. Thank you, Double X Smoke Weed, for the sub. I appreciate that. Okay. Shout out to Hungry Turkey, who cheered. He says, Philly boy, everything's going to be okay. Hardy Buck also cheered. He says, Toad's watching right now. No, he's not. He's banned. So if you see that, you're seeing a very outdated information. He's not here. At least not in the stream chat. He very much may well be watching the stream wherever the hell he is, but he's definitely not in the stream chat, okay? Crazy Dream cheered and said, please stop. I don't even know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. So, okay. Shout out to Hickany, who cheered. He says, if you made the charge with an American Express card, it won't be possible to win against the chargebacks, because Amex is very tough to deal with. Well, again, I don't know anything. Don't know anything. It's out of my hands. The bottom line is, if on PayPal, if someone says, oh, you didn't come through with what you promised for what I sent you the money for, it's very easy to win, because basically you say, no, this was a tip during a stream and they don't have a leg to stand on. There's no sale here. There's no transaction. I've won every single time. But if this guy's actually claiming fraud against his credit card, which it seems like he is, okay, that's when things get serious, because that's crime, okay? Now, to what extent he has to prove something, I have no idea. I don't know if he actually has to prove anything with his credit card company or whatever, but I can tell you it's been 2 days and I got no definitive answer on anything. So, apparently it's being taken seriously, which is a good thing, okay? So, I guess we'll see. Hardy Buck says, actually, it's Tekken 3 that's on the PS Classic system. Oh, well, that's good. Because, as I said, Tekken 3 by far is the best out of the original trilogy of Tekken games that were on PS1. Tekken 3 was great. Graphics were massively overhauled. The game engine itself was made very complex and tournament-worthy. Tekken 3, well, I actually won a tournament back in the 90s with Paul Phoenix. And the finals, it was me against a Eddie Gordo player. And, you know, on the fly, I kind of had to learn the matchup because I didn't really know the matchup. Back then, you know, playing Tekken in arcades, a lot of the times there's a bunch of button mashers and stuff. And you would just hammer fist the fuck out of them. So it was pretty interesting to have to learn on the fly. But I did win that tournament. And that's the trophy that I have. A lot of people say, what's that trophy that we see in your office? That's the Tekken 3 trophy. Pretty funny, right? So anyway, yeah, Tekken 3, really good game. And so I'm happy to hear that's the one. Mr. Shahath cheered. He says, is there any particular reason you chose not to play the Call of Cthulhu game that's releasing today? Sure. Number one, I'm playing Red Dead 2, which is much more of a priority, much more important than any Call of Cthulhu game. Number two, I'm already amidst of a million other playthroughs. And the fact that I'm playing Red Dead, Dragon Quest, Assassin's Creed, and Blackout on and off, plus Forza Horizon, I don't have time for another game. I just don't. Number three, no one nominated or voted for this game for the Halloween Marathon tomorrow. And you might say, oh, but it's the perfect time. Yeah, but the games that I'm playing tomorrow are actually out of my hands. I did not control what's being played during this Halloween event. The patrons did. That's why when I tell you guys, oh, go check out my Patreon, patreon.com/DarkSidePhil. $5 pledge has so much power. I mean it. If you pledge $5 to my Patreon, you completely, formulate what these events are going to be. There's going to be another one, an Indies event that's going to happen in November. That's all indie games that the patrons determine, see? So this is like tremendous amount of power. People take it for granted and think, oh, it's not a big deal. It is. You know, a very small group of people dictate what I end up playing for these big events. And, you know, if people had said, oh, Call of Cthulhu, I would have played it, but no one did. So there you go. Unlimited Swaggins cheered. He says, I'm very excited for tomorrow. Normally, I don't stay the entire time for marathons, so I'm going to try to be here the whole time. Sounds good, Swaggins. Appreciate that very much. Obviously, you know, being a moderator, we're going to need some help, some support. You know you're going to have people, especially because Kat's going to be here. Expect an unsavory element of assholes to come into the stream chat just to say nasty things about my girlfriend, when in reality she has nothing negative she's ever done to anyone on the internet, but we got to put up with that stupid sexist shit, right? We all know the toxicity that comes out whenever females come around, so appreciate that, and hopefully everyone enjoys the event tomorrow. I hope a lot of people will hang out with me if they can. Middle class liberal softy tipped me $5. It says, loving this playthrough, Phil. There are some cool side quests in the game which are not triggered by meeting strangers, so keep your eyes peeled for clues. All right. I'll have to keep my eyes peeled on what's going on in the game. Crazy Dream did a 100-bit cheer. He says, are you looking forward to Squad Stream in 2019? This could be awesome for the channel. Well, first of all, thank you, Crazy Dream. You're the top cheerer. For those who have not heard about this announcement, this was announced at TwitchCon over the weekend. What is Squad Stream? What it means is, for example, let's say you're playing a cooperative game. For example, Blackout Mode in Black Ops 4. Or Fallout 76. Or another game where multiple people who are playing the game may also want to stream their own equal experiences. Twitch is going to have the ability that you can basically tag up to 3 other channels and have a simul stream where on one screen you can see 4 streams at once. So imagine the ability to watch me as the main featured stream, but then my teammates are shown up as well on the same screen so you can see their perspective, what's going on, right? Now, this would have been insanely beneficial back in the day when I did some of my biggest high priority co-op playthroughs. Could you imagine when I was playing games like Resident Evil 6 or Dead Rising, right? Or anything, like imagine, can you imagine anything that it could have been? Yeah, that would have been tremendous for me, because back in the day, you know, what I had to do, I had to set up 2 different cameras in my condo. Like, John would be playing on one TV to the left. I'd be playing on the main TV. And sometimes we even did 3, or someone else would be playing on a 3rd TV. And we'd have different cameras set up recording those instances. And sometimes I would manually edit and do, like, picture-in-picture. Other times, like, John would just keep the footage and he would upload it to his own channel on YouTube, his own perspective. Yeah, Dead Space 3 was another example. We did a full co-op playthrough, right? So yeah, you know, I think that those would have been really epic experiences to watch on a stream live and see everyone's different perspective, right? So now this is possible. And not to say that I think that a lot of the games that are going to lend themselves to this kind of stuff are great. Like, I'll give you an example. The Division 2, everything I've seen about that game looks terrible. It does. It looks like another grinding, boring, repetitive fucking game, only made for you to team up with teammates and have a social experience based on the fact that you were friendly with the people you're playing with, not on the game. The game doesn't look good. But imagine doing a co-op stream, simulcast stream, where you got the squad all, you know, on screen at once. That could be pretty neat. Now, honestly, I don't know how that's going to go. And the reason I say that is, people right now tell me they have issues with Twitch. They try to watch me on Twitch. The bandwidth, they can't handle it. Now imagine trying to have 4 different streams going at once. You see what I mean? I don't know how that's going to go. All right, so Gav actually cheered again, says, just call me Double G for short. All right, Double G. Thank you, Double G. Hardy Buck cheered. He says, the other games on the PS Classic are Battle Arena Toshinden, Oddworld, Persona Revelations, Twisted Metal, and Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo. Out of all those, they're all great games. I don't know about Persona Revelations. I never played it. All the other ones I've played, and they are great games. So I support all those. Sounds like a good... Again, if you've never played classic PS1 games, this is a great opportunity to jump on some of the best ones ever in that console. But outside of that, for those of us who already own those rights to those games or whatever, not that big of a deal. All right. Hungry Turkey has subscribed to the channel. Thank you, Hungry Turkey. Then he cheered, and he said, I used to be a detractor. Hope you can forgive me. Enjoy my Twitch Prime. Okay. Well, Hungry Turkey, I appreciate that. I appreciate your support. And the bottom line is, I've been hearing more and more people saying this, that they used to hate me or whatever, or be part of the detractor groups. Then they actually started frequenting my streams and realized that they're nothing like what these guys say they are. And they actually enjoy just chilling and having fun with me. And I appreciate that. I really do. So thank you for your support. Eternal Napalm cheered. He said, PlayStation 5 will launch with a sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn. Heard it here first. All right. That would be pretty good. That would be a good launch title, in my opinion. I would enjoy playing that one as a launch title. All right. Hardy Book cheered. He says, final cheer from me today. Thoughts on Apu getting the sack and boot from The Simpsons? We will all miss him. He was playable in Hit and Run, and now he cannot be mentioned anymore. Shame. I already talked about this the other day, and I said, you know, basically, this just shows how messed up our country and our world is becoming, where a lot of people say, oh, we're woke now. Like, no, what it is you're basically a bunch of sissies. And I'm not saying, certainly, that people cannot address real issues, but The Simpsons has always been a show based on cultural generalizations. Every character on the fucking show is a cultural generalization. If Apu is bad, what about Groundskeeper Willie, the Irish groundskeeper with drinks like crazy and you know what I mean? What's wrong? Why isn't he culturally wrong, you know? I could bring up, what about the mafioso characters, right? That are all 100% stereotypical Italian mobsters. Why don't we bring those up? Oh, just because it's Apu and he's Indian now, you know, oh, he's back. No, if you actually watch the show, which the problem is fucking people don't. They just want to be so offended by everything, they don't actually watch the content to know what it is. Apu is a cultural generalization based on people from India. Yes. Could it be offensive if you're incredibly sensitive? Sure, but in general, comedy is about generalizations and observations. If you've listened to comedians like Jerry Seinfeld or Chris Rock recently, they basically said, we can't even do stand-up comedy anymore because our entire routines were based on an era of the 90s when people actually had intelligence in their fucking heads and realized that you could generally observe commonalities about a race, about a group of people, a gender, and it was funny. It's funny to say, yeah, you know what? In general, that is kind of funny, and let's all laugh at each other. It's not malicious. It's not intended to hurt. When you watch The Simpsons and Apu is a major focus of an episode, it's not meant to offend Indians. It's meant to just be an observation of something about a certain group of people in the world. It doesn't mean it's bad or negative. Just because it's in general doesn't mean that it's a nasty thing. But people don't want to hear that anymore. So, oh my God, Apu's so offensive. Get the fuck out of here. Apu's been around for almost 30 fucking years, and now in 2018, we decide all of a sudden he's offensive. That's not how life works. So in my opinion, I 100% agree with people who are very strongly criticizing this situation. I don't think that Apu should be removed from the show, and I think that it's a joke, in my opinion. I think that it's a disservice. It would kind of be like saying this, all right? Let's put it this way. There are things in the past that were acceptable and today they're not. So let's pretend like they don't exist. Wait, what? So instead of acknowledging and maybe growing, okay, maybe in the future we won't make another character like that because maybe in the modern era we realize people are a lot more sensitive and a lot more woke. Okay, but let's erase the character. No, you're erasing the past if you do that. You can't fucking do that, right? It's kind of like, well, we don't want people to know about the past, the horrible things that people have done in the past. Slavery and religious crusades. Let's wipe those from history and not teach those in school. What? No. It's just so dumb. I give it up, man. It pisses me off. That's ridiculous. In my opinion, there's nothing whatsoever offensive about Apu at all. Oh, by the way, Willie is Scottish, not Irish. I said the wrong thing. It's been so long since I watched The Simpsons. I said the groundskeeper Willie was Scottish. It was Irish. No, he's Scottish. My bad. Because remember, he wears the kilt sometimes. Yes. But anyway, you see what I mean? Oh my God, Phil said Irish instead of Scottish. That's offensive. We gotta call him out. Oh my God. All right, guys. Well, I think that is it for the pre-stream. I'd like to thank all of you who have been supportive here. Let me go ahead and update. Our subs did go up. Let's update the sub count. And we're going to jump in. Like I said, 4+ more hours of Red Dead today here on the stream. See how it goes. Hope you guys are excited for Red Dead. I am. I've been loving the game. And now we're heading again into a new segment of the story, I believe. Thanks, everyone. And I think we're, again, thank you, everyone, for being supportive, for putting up with the drama crap. I know this was a longer pre-stream. I had a lot to talk about, but it's all, you know, now we can get to the fun stuff, right? All right, fair enough. Thank you guys very much, and let us begin. Here we go.